Chapter 19. Special Delivery. I had Audrey on the phone in no seconds flat. Audrey, it's a trap. What are you talking about? The unboxing. It's the BPS. I don't know how, but that French word you said, Monty translated it. It means ladybug. Connor motioned me over to his laptop frantically. Hold on, Connor has something. I'll put you on speaker. Look at this, Connor said. You can buy 3,000 live ladybugs online for less than $10. How much you want to bet there's a nasty surprise in that box? I couldn't help but flash back to the itsy bitsy spider job and the panic one bug had produced. Even if she didn't have a full-on phobia like my old target, Mr. Danvers, did, 3,000 was way more than one. Anyone would freak. If Connor's hunch was correct, she would not like that one bit. Not only that, she'd be releasing 3,000 live ladybugs on school property. I didn't know if that disqualified you from running for Snow Princess, but I couldn't imagine it would help. Okay, yikes, Audrey said. I know she hates bugs. She flips out like a cartoon character, but are you sure? She's been emailing with these people for a few days. I've seen the box. It looks legit. So does the paperwork that Mariposa made for the school paper, I said. That doesn't mean anything. A few days would fit the timeline. It was tight, but the BPS would have enough time. But there's no way to be 100% sure without checking the box. Can you take a peek? No, she said. It's tied all fancy. I couldn't retie it without her noticing. And if it is ladybugs, they'll just get out once I open it. Good point, Connor said. You'll have to smash the box then. What? She yelped, voice pitching. I can't do that. Why not? Because either it's fancy baked goods, in which case I'm ruining her unboxing, or it's ladybugs, in which case I'm killing innocent ladybugs. Connor looked at me and Monty in disbelief and then yelled in the phone. They're bugs. Innocent bugs, she yelled back. Monty, back me up here. She's right, Connor, Monty said, crossing his arms. That's mean. Connor raked a hand through his hair with frustration. I can't believe y'all are making me miss Mariposa. Okay, I said, taking a breath. We didn't have time to argue. We needed another plan. Can you just steal the box from her, I asked. Catch and release? If I had backup, maybe, she said. But she's not letting it out of her sight, and if she opens it and it's an empty box, that's also going to be a problem. Shouldn't we just tell her what's going on, Monty suggested? Then we wouldn't have to steal it. Connor snorted. This girl vlogs every second of her life she's allowed to have a phone. Do you think she can keep a secret? We're running out of time, Audrey said sharply. What do you want me to do? And don't say smash the box, because... Oh, Sienna. No, I'm fine. Just talking to my mom real quick. Yeah, 1 second. And I'll help you with setting up. I just need to find out if I should shovel the snow myself or if I should ask for help. I'm still Team Hulk Smash, Connor said. Maybe she can keep it a secret if it's important, Monty said. Mom, Audrey said. The boys looked at me expectantly. It was my call. I looked at Connor. I looked at Monty. I smelled the scent of half-baked cookies floating in the kitchen. Audrey, stall her as long as you can and send me a picture of the box. I have a plan. I'll text you. I hung up the phone and turned to the guys. Okay, I think we can do this, but we have to work fast. My phone pinged as a picture of the box came in. It was wrapped up like a Christmas present with fancy gold wrapping paper and an elaborate red bow. I showed it to Monty. You're the arts and craft whiz. Can you tie a bow like this? I think so. Good. And we need to get to school pronto. It'll take longer than 20 minutes to walk, Connor said. Probably longer than Audrey can stall. I'm not planning on walking, I said, heading for the door. Your sister is home, and she has a car. He snorted. Good luck getting her to give you a ride. I don't need luck, I said, heading for Bethany's room. I have my share of the heist profits. Bethany actually wasn't in her room. She was in the living room, full zombied out, watching some anime and eating chips directly out of the bag while her textbooks lay on the ground in front of her, abandoned. Before I opened my mouth, she said, "DJ, this better be good," without even turning to see who it was. I do not want to leave this couch unless someone is on fire, and like someone I care about, not some rando. I decided the direct approach was Beth. I slammed a wad of Starcade receipts on the table in front of her. "This is enough for a Bluetooth speaker from Starcade. You can flip it online for about $60. That's enough for a weekend pass for the summer anime con. I need a ride." She looked over at the receipts, then at me. "I'll get my keys." 15 minutes later, Beth had dropped us off, and I was running at full tilt to the AV room. I pounded on the door when I reached it, disheveled and out of breath. Sienna opened the door, looking halfway between confused and annoyed. The box was sitting near her on the table that had a tripod placed in front of it with her phone mounted on it. "DJ, what are you doing here? This isn't a good time. I'm already late. Consistency is very important for growing an audience, you know." "I'm sorry. Is Audrey here? I need to talk to her alone." Audrey slid into the view on a swivel chair. "Is something wrong?" Sienna asked. "No, not really. I swallowed, cupped my hands around Sienna's left ear, and whispered, "I'm going to ask Audrey to the dance, but I can't do it in front of you. Can you leave for a second?" To say she lit up would be an understatement. You could have set up a dozen more ring lights in the room, and it wouldn't have made her look any brighter. She couldn't have gotten out of the room fast enough. She punched me in the shoulder as she left. "Get him, Romeo." When I turned, Audrey was already unwrapping the box as quickly as she could without ripping the paper. I vaulted across the room to the window. "Romeo?" she asked. "What did you say to her?" "Later," I answered, throwing open the window. Connor and Monty were waiting outside. "All right," she said, "but I'm holding you to that. Did you get it?" Connor asked. In response, she handed over the unwrapped box and closed the window. Once it was fully sealed, I flashed a thumbs up and Connor opened the box. There was a moment of stillness before thousands of ladybugs began to swarm, some crawling, some flying, all very alive and eager to leave. Connor tipped the box over, tapping the bottom to get them out quicker. "Don't hurt them," Monty squeaked, and Connor tapped the box the tiniest bit more gently. As I watched the ladybugs fly, I felt a pang of relief. At first, I thought it was because we'd been right and gotten here in time, but it felt bigger than that. Bigger than these bugs, bigger than Sienna, bigger than this job even. I thought about the conversation I'd run away from with David. Have you ever considered that maybe sometimes the reason you won't take a break is that you're overcompensating for... He was right. No matter how many jobs I did, the itsy-bitsy spider job stuck with me. Like the stink from the gym shorts you couldn't quite get clean. Even though I knew my new crew didn't judge me and I was trying to do better now, the fact that I'd gotten away with it felt slimy. But watching the ladybugs scurry away somehow made my guilt feel a little lighter. I took a deep breath. "I'm sorry, Mr. Danvers. I'm sorry anyone else I hurt. I'm doing better now, I promise." I blew out the breath and Audrey tilted her head at me. "Are you good?" she asked. I smiled. "I'm great." Once all the ladybugs were gone, Monty tossed in his cookies wrapped in parchment paper and started rewrapping the box with lightning speed. Either his origami lesson had paid off or he was a natural. It was done in a snap, and I reopened the window to grab it. "Great work, guys. I'll meet you by the car in a minute." They nodded and hightailed it away while I put the box back where it had been. "We'll stay close in case the BPS tries any other shenanigans," I said. "Text us if you need us, or signal. We'll watch the live stream. Oh, and we need to fill in Mariposa." "I'll be fine," she said, pushing me towards the door. "Just go before Sienna gets suspicious." "Yeah, I'm out. Oh, wait." She stopped pushing. "What?" "One last thing before I go. Can you scream yes like you're excited?" "Why?" "I told Sienna I was asking you to the dance." "What?" I know, but I couldn't think of anything else she'd leave for, so can you just... Yes, Audrey squealed, summoning Sienna back into the room like a homing pigeon. Her eyes sparkled with nosy curiosity. What happened? What did I miss? Give me the scoop. I pushed past her to get out the door. See you later, Audrey, bye. My words rushed out, all in one breath. I was only halfway acting. I was very happy in the moment that I wasn't the face of the group. The live stream went off without a hitch. Sienna raved about the slightly underdone but still delicious cookies provided to her by the Coconut Bakery. They almost taste right out of the oven, she said, if she only knew. While Audrey was finishing up with Sienna, we video called Mariposa from the parking lot to fill her in on the new situation. After school, she said, eyes widening slightly. They planned this for after school? That's concerning. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, I said. School was one thing, but after school, not even during a club? Were there any limits to what they do? Would they have tried this same trick at her house? Was anywhere safe? We're lucky we caught this in time. Yeah, Connor chimed in. Monty is MVP for sure. If he didn't know what that word meant, it would be a ladybug city in there right now. He blushed. It's no big deal. No, seriously, dude, Connor insisted. Since when do you know French? His last name is Lacroix, Mariposa deadpanned, leaving the "you idiot" at the end implied. I also know some Arabic from my mom's side, he added cheerfully. Dude, what? How has this never come up before? He shrugged. You never asked. Before Connor could start grilling Monty about his family tree, on the off chance of shaking loose anything else interesting, Audrey jogged up. Oof, she said, resting her forehead against Monty's shoulder. I can't believe that worked. I need to lie down. Hey, Audrey, Connor said. Did you know Monty speaks Arabic? Yeah, she said, voice muffled by Monty's shirt. Haven't you met his mom? As fascinating as this discussion is, Mariposa cut in, we don't have time for this, not if you all insist on keeping this girl safe. This was a clear escalation. Do you think they're going to stop here? She's right, I said. They were watching this broadcast just like us. They know their plan B for Bug was stopped. They're probably already putting some kind of plan C in motion. So what do we do? Monty asked. How do we take them down for good? I sighed. That was the million-dollar question. This wasn't just one person we had to deal with. This was an entire tangle of people to take down. A twisted mess. I wanted to deal with this delicately. There was no telling what kind of ripple effects just taking out the queen pin would have. But it didn't seem like we had a choice. Guys, they're forcing our hand here. I think we have to go for the nuclear option. Take out Paige directly. Expose this to the principal, and we do it tomorrow, at the carnival. Tomorrow, Audrey said. That's such short notice. I know, I said, but that's why we have to do it. They won't expect something on such a quick turnaround, and Paige will be dealing with the carnival, the dance, and being a nominee on top of the BPS stuff. It's the most off guard we'll ever be able to catch her. I agree that we need to strike now, Mariposa said, but involving the school admin, are you sure? We don't make it a habit to tangle with them for obvious reasons. You use the school system to rocket boost people, Monty pointed out. Yeah, but that doesn't involve actual teachers. We prefer to handle things in-house. We do too, but I don't see another option here, I said. They're trading in symbols, so we should too. We can't let them get away with more than they already have. If they can make Paige Snow Princess, we're in a lot of trouble. We'll have a lot of cleanup work to do afterwards, but we can worry about that later. Do you already have something in mind? Audrey asked. Yeah, I said. Modification of what we planned when we sent you after Mariposa, except we'll sub her in for you. I don't think Paige is doing a lot of talking directly to her minions, but she might make an exception for Mariposa since she's such a big fish. If we can get Paige to admit it, while we're recording and send that to the principal, we'll be set. And you're 100% certain Connor will make sure I don't also get caught? Mariposa asked. 200%, Connor said confidently. 1, I have the recording. I can pitch your voice up or down or cut it out entirely. And I'll give you an alibi if you need it, said Audrey. Plus, most people won't be brave enough to say anything against you. Right, I agreed. The BPS is on the come up, but you've been established for longer, and you're pretty scary. No offense. That's the whole point, so none taken. She pursed her lips together and thought. Lucky comes back on Friday. He's milked his injury for as long as he can, and I hate to say it, but I don't have a cleaner plan. I'll go with you on this, but if anything goes wrong, it won't, I said. We'll prep all of tonight. This will go off without a hitch. We work on a shorter timeline than this all the time. I hoped I sounded confident. I felt confident, but that was only because I wouldn't let myself feel anything else. There would be time for that after this was over. I hadn't wanted to take a break before this all started, but now I would give anything for a nice, normal, boring day with my friends. We arranged for an in-person meeting the next day after school to go over details, and then Beth chauffeured us all back home. We dropped Audrey home first since she lived the closest, and right as she left, I stopped her. Wait, what's wrong? She asked. What did you tell Sienna? I asked. You know, about the... I could sense Connor's ears pricking at the conversation, so I trailed off. You know. Oh, she said. Don't worry about that. I frowned. What does that mean? She gave me a smile that was halfway to a smirk. It means what it means. If you have something to say to me after this is all done, then all right. But right now, head in the game, Darius James. I shivered. Darius James? Am I in trouble? We're all in trouble, she said with a wink before waving and running off to her front door. Bethany had been mostly ignoring us as usual, but she watched Audrey leave with a raised eyebrow and then turned to look at me. It sounds like you have some problems to solve, little man. I slammed the door closed. You don't know the half of it.